Thank you for coming and spending some time with us today for Real Time 2017. My name is Wendy Watson, and I'm honored to serve as President and Executive Director of Orbit Canada. This is our agenda. So we know that the world is changing. We know that our industry is changing. So that means that our businesses need to evolve and change to meet the needs of our customers, to meet the expectations of our customers, and to actually get ahead of the needs and expectations of our customers. So that's why our theme today is Write the Next Chapter. We put our sessions together for you today with writing the next chapter in mind. So we're talking about digital customer self-service, a digital marketing plan. We've got somebody sharing a story on how they created a digital startup. We've got breakout sessions for real time so you can get current on them, and auditing. So it's all about writing your next chapter. So fully participate today in the sessions. I know we encourage that every year, and I know when we first start out, everybody's really quiet. But you know what? It is about your next chapter, and only you know what you need to write that chapter. So ask for the information that you need, get clarity, interact with the vendors because they have the technology that will help support us in behind delivering what we want to our customers. So please fully engage. We changed our session lengths to an hour. So kind of the thought behind that is information will be shared for 45 minutes. We want to make sure that there's time for discussion, questions, and networking actually in the sessions, and then time to get to your next event. So as you will see, we have breaks between everywhere but 2:15 and 3:15. So if you are in one of those, or when you are in one of those 2:15 sessions, please allow 5 minutes to get to whatever you're going to go and see next. Because we have a tight time frame, so it's really important to keep right on target. We're really happy to invite our vendors back again. The last 2 years, we have had on our feedback sheets requests, where are the vendors? So we have broker management systems and we have commercial management systems here this year for you. Avail yourselves of them. Learn from them, ask your questions, figure out what's coming next down the pipe, share what you need, share what you want. They are here for us. We also have launched something new, hands-on sessions. So anybody read their little email they got on Thursday, handy information for your Orbit Real-Time Day? Yeah? People read it? Oh, thank God. And did you read in there that you have an opportunity, if you could bring a device with you, a laptop or a tablet, and you have access to your own data, that you could actually, when we're doing auditing, you could actually write some reports to do auditing when you get back to the office. So all of the auditing sessions are hands-on. Building a digital marketing plan, hands-on. Real-time, it's going to be mostly recorded transactions that you see. I don't believe that there's going to be an opportunity for real-time or for hands-on there, except with PolicyWorks. Where's Kevin? Is he here? Any PolicyWorks people in the room? Yeah? No? Well, I'm going to tell you a secret. And if I get in trouble, then I get in trouble. So PolicyWorks has brought iPads for people who want to sample what they're offering for real-time. So that is the only real-time session that I know of that is offering hands-on. So that should be kind of fun. We are recording. This is Matt Kuhn. Matt, wave everybody. Matt Kuhn is recording all the sessions in this room. And all of the auditing how-to sessions in South Studio 3 are also being recorded. So we didn't think there was much sense in recording the real-time today and beyond because our vendors are using recorded transactions, so they are already recorded. So wherever possible, we are capturing the material for you to access later on. John sends an email out to let you know once Matt's done the auditing, and Aaron Crowley is recording in South Studio 3. They do their editing and their magic and make it pretty, and then John releases them via an email. And then they are available on our website for you to access as often as you want. I don't know how many of you have done this, but I have sent several people to our website to listen to Tara O'Doherty, who was our keynote last year. Yeah? Yeah, I see nods, yeah. It was a great session, lots of really good learning, and actually all of our recordings for the past 4 years are on our website. So go back and use the information. You paid for the sessions, you might as well use them as long as they're available to you. These are our sponsors, and they are also our exhibitors today. We truly could not put on this event without these guys. They provide financial support for us. They provide resources. When you go to the various sessions, including even in this room, they've provided content. And they actually are dedicating, hi Michelle, they're actually dedicating their day, spending it here with us today. So, you know what? I think we owe them a big thank you. And you will see signs at breakfast, then at breaks, and at lunch, and even for the keynote, that they've chosen the particular things that they want to sponsor. So, you know, if you're chatting to them, say thank you, because we can't do it without them. And I encourage you, when there is a break, when you have an idea that is percolating and you want to, you know, check it out, go and talk to them. Like, they know this stuff. They provide the technology that allows us to do our job more efficiently. Because if we go back to paper files, guys, we're dead. So they provide us, we really are, they provide us with the technology to move our businesses forward. Learn from them, that's why they're here. And I don't know about you guys, but I don't often get an audience with any of these people. So I'm really anxious when I do get to chat with them. So avail yourselves of them. Survey says, each year, are you missing the paper feedback sheets that are on the table usually when you arrive here that say, please tell us how we did, and 100 times during the day when I remind you to fill them out? Yeah? So, and we usually get about 35% response. But this year we're doing something a little bit differently. We're going to use technology. Imagine that. So you will get an email, and everybody gets the same email, 15 minutes before the end of each session. And in that email, and it's titled, you know, 2:15 breakout, 11 a.m. breakout, 3:15. In that email are names of the 3 sessions that are running at that time. If you click on it, it takes you to a very short 2-question survey that I promise will not take you any more than 30 seconds to complete. And in each one, we have a comment section. And that is for something else you want to tell us that I didn't ask in the 2 questions. And I promise you, if you even want to type a comment, it doesn't have to be perfect. We will understand what you're trying to type. But your feedback is important. So do tell us what you think about each of the sessions as you make your way through the day. So, beginning with the end in mind. So this is going to be our last session of the day, but I'm setting the stage for it right now. So also in Hugh's lovely email that he sent out on Thursday was a link to download a Word document. Everybody see that? Anybody bring that electronic copy of that document with them today? Aren't we electronically focused? Okay, so on the table in front of you, it is Monday morning. And it was Mother's Day, yes, but we sent it on Thursday. This is what you got as an electronic document. There are some on the table. If we have to make more copies, we absolutely will. You know, does anybody here know an author? Anybody have an author in their family, a friend who is an author? No? Kim. So how does the author actually create, I don't know, can I show you something else that's really cool, guys, before we get going here? This is called the catch box. So we hear in feedback every year that we can't hear the questions the audience is asking. So this is a microphone and phone. So you just throw it to somebody, they catch it.
That was a big relief that I was able to catch it. I thought I was going to relive high school all over again.
Exactly. So yeah, so an author, so kind of how does that work for an author?
I think they find their inspiration from a lot of different sources. Maybe it's the news of the day.
But how do they get a result? Do they not put fingers to keyboard or pen to paper?
Well, absolutely.
Exactly. Thank you.
Well, you can't have a bag yet.
Okay, all right.
So, wait.
Okay, no, I'm just getting my
Okay.
clicker.
So you said say anything, right?
Oh, God.
So just,
Are you going to sing?
No, I'm not going to sing. Thank you, Wendy, for everything you do for Orbit.
Oh, thank you. Anybody else want to give it a shot? No? Colin, go. You can just hang on to it till I ask you something.
Sounds great.
Yeah. So, it's kind of fun. And Stephanie, who helped put this together today, she does all the organization, the rooms, and all that stuff. They used it when they had their session to try and get conversation, interaction going. We want you to participate. We want you to get out of today everything you need to write your next chapter. So, what we're going to do is, that's why we sent you that document. As you're making your way, hello, Jill. Hello, Laurie. Hello. This is the Doodle Band crew. Hey, Doodle Band. As you make your way through the sessions, the idea is you capture a great idea down the left-hand side. Don't edit it, don't do anything, just capture it down the left-hand side. And then at the end of each of the sessions that you attend, Kim or I, we've split them up, we're going to go and talk to the session leaders and say, what were the top 3 things that resonated with your attendees? And then when we come back together here at 4 o'clock today, we're going to run through those top 3 things from each of the sessions. And I suspect that for auditing and for real time, we'll probably skinny them down. There might be 4 in total from all the different vendors. Then we're going to help guide you to prioritize each of those things and then keep skinning them down so that when you leave at the end of the day, you have an action plan to start with. Not a complete action plan, but something tangible so that when you get back to the office tomorrow, you can absolutely hit the ground running. That's our plan. Does it sound okay? Colin?
Wonderful.
Okay. All right, so let's get going here. I don't know how much time I have. Somebody's going to tell me, I'm sure. So I start every Orbit event with this quote by Margaret Mead that I think speaks to who we are. Never doubt that a small group of thoughtful, committed citizens can change the world. Indeed, it is the only thing that ever has. And that's what I think of Orbit. We're thoughtful, we're committed, sometimes probably need to be committed, but yeah. So does everybody remember how Orbit came about? Yes? Does anybody want to give us the highlights? Try the chat box? Seriously, you're all going to be shy already? Do I have to pick on someone? No, I won't do that. It's too early in the day. So it'll be 25 words or less because I think you guys know this. In 2008, we organized a trip to Detroit to show 8 carriers what real-time was happening in the US with one particular vendor. After that session, we were standing at the bottom of the escalator in the Detroit Center, and it was TAM Brokers, and we thought, you know what, this has to happen in Canada, and it has to be all broker management systems, not just TAM. So we hosted an event in Cambridge, filled the room to capacity, and voila, Orbit came about. So we all had a common vision, and here we are today. And this is our vision that came out and has evolved. Our mission is to facilitate collaboration and education between all stakeholders in our broker distribution channel to advance real-time once-and-done transactions, driving efficiencies by way of best practice workflows following industry standards. Real-time requires clean data, requires consistent data, and those are our standards. They are absolutely critical. Our core values of common purpose is the essence of who we are. We all have the same thing in mind. And these are our core values. We are about workflows, not technology. We do believe, and we hope you agree as members of Orbit, that we need to develop the workflow first and then the technology gets built to the workflow, not we get a piece of technology and then figure out how to change our workflow to fit it. So that is our essence. We do not put one carrier, one vendor ahead of another. All recommendations for our real-time workflows follow single entry multi-company interface. And what that also means is we develop workflows for 80% of the time, not the exceptions. We'll accommodate exceptions, but it has to be how the masses need to do the transaction. All transactions follow CSIO standards, data and transport, and the big one is that all transactions start and end in the heart of the brokerage, the DMS. Yeah. Our goals, and we're hitting on some of these today, education, and that's kind of what we're all here for, right? We're here to learn today. And in education, we've also, hello, we've got seats up here. There's 2 seats. And I'll show you a little piece of education, but education is a big thing we do. Implementing real-time workflows, that's what Real Time Today and Beyond is about. The more you know about what is available and how to do it, the better chance of you implementing it in your brokerage for long-term improved productivity. Facilitate open communication. We believe in bringing all stakeholders to the table. We do ask that we all take off our own particular need hats and figure out what the issue is and deal with the issue, what's the best result for the issue at hand. A unified voice for brokers, and I'm going to talk a bit more about that later, and promote, enhance, and participate in the standards that we so need to have real time. Our membership. We tell you this every year too. Our carriers and our vendors stay pretty constant. We haven't had a lot of carrier amalgamations lately to impact that number, and gosh, I hope we don't have any too many too soon. Friends of Orbit, that number has gone up, and we have more consultants who are members of Orbit. What does not warm my heart are the number of individual brokers. I get the brokerages number changes because we've got mergers and acquisitions all the time in our broker distribution channel. And we have a few that tend to buy more brokerages than others. So that brokerages number doesn't concern me. But the number of brokers does concern me. And our premium volume represented does concern me. We've always hovered around the $5 billion mark. And look where we are today. That is concerning to me. I don't think that our need for real time has diminished. And we're going to talk a bit more about that. But what is concerning to me is that our brokers are not seeing enough results. And I'm going to talk more about that in a couple of minutes as well. But we need to impact that. And everybody in this room can impact that number. You just have to decide if you want to. So feedback for the 35% of the people last year who told us what they liked and didn't like. These are the things that we changed this year. So, oh, there's a dinger that needs to get silenced. Please and thanks. Record all sessions. So in essence, all sessions are recorded. Less content, slightly longer sessions. That's why we've gone to hour-long. Oh, the agenda's not up there. Look at what I'm pointing to. So hour-long sessions. One longer keynote. So we invited Tara back this year because she did such an awesome job last year. And because she is an expert in areas where we need to invest more in our businesses. So she's up after me, and I know you're going to love her again. Broker sessions, discussing practices. We've got 2 of them. Real Time Today and Beyond in auditing. And hopefully you have multiple, if you have multiple people from your brokerage here, you're going to divide and conquer and see multiple sessions. We always get notes saying, thanks for including commercial lines. And this year we have 2 commercial line sessions. So we have a panel, commercial lines implementation end to end. And that actually really is about any technology implementation. It happens to be PolicyWorks who's moderating it, but the knowledge can be transferred. And they're doing a Real Time Today and Beyond, which they haven't done. So that's really good. And then, you know, we were really targeted last year, and you noticed. And you told us about it, which is even better. So you said to us, get the agenda and the speakers out early. And we listened. So hopefully it helped you decide what you want to see and what you want to do today. So what have we been doing? And I'm not going to talk to these in the order that they're there. They're just up there. So in October, Colin Simpson from IBAO invited our Orbit Steering Committee to come to IBAO because he wanted to share with us what IBAO sees as a big concern for our industry. So drew this beautiful picture on the wall that took this whole freaking wall about what he sees as a concern for the industry, and told us about the conversations that they were having with carriers and with vendors, and wanted to get Orbit's take on that and see how we could perhaps facilitate some things. And when I talked to him, I don't know, maybe 10 days ago, maybe 2 weeks ago, he told us that he shared all that information with you guys at your IBAO regional meetings. Did you guys go to those? Brokers? Regional meetings, yeah? And that they put together a forum of brokers to help implement their strategic plan to address what he sees as the issue. So we're really, really happy that our relationship with IBAO is good. It's good. And I think our industry needs for that relationship to be good. So we're happy about that. Eric and I were at the Kiel Users Conference in Ajax, which I spent many years growing up in Ajax, so I was really happy to go back there. And we were exhibitors. We got to talk to a lot of different brokers. We met some new people, some new vendors that we hadn't met before. We got to see TAR do a presentation, so that was a big bonus for the day. And then November is annual members meeting month. You guys all know that. So we have an annual members meeting, and we have what our bylaws dictate is an AGM, our annual general meeting, where we have to do our voting and all that sort of nifty kind of stuff. So we held it November 22nd at the Insurance Institute. We keep going back there. I kind of like that facility. But you know, whenever I'm getting ready for that, I feel such trepidation. Because that's, you know, when we bring everybody together and we say, so, you know, what should we be doing in the coming year? What are the burning issues in our industry? What is it that you think we should be focusing on? You know, I think about what will our members think about what we did in the last year or didn't do in the last year? You know, will they participate? Will they speak up? Will they tell us their truth? And you know what? I was pretty pleased with the meeting this year. Insurance Institute had another event booked after us, and they had to keep coming into our room. It can't. Oh, my Lord. They kept coming into our room and saying, you have to get out. Like, we have another event. So the conversation was really, really good. And we had a complimentary cocktail event downstairs around the corner that we host. That's our second or third year hosting that. And it was the same thing. The room was filled. The conversation level was really high. And I left, and there were still a ton of people there. So, you know, I think it was really good. We didn't get to our planning, which we'll talk about, but it was still good. We changed our format this year for the ANM, that's way easier for me to say, and we created more of an educational focus. So we had 3 different speakers talk on a particular subject matter, and we had Dario share his keynote with us, which is actually, if any of you get an opportunity to hear him speak about disruption and how he's grown his business, honest to God, it's really informative, and it's knowledge that is transferable to your own business. So he spoke to us. Sue Cotter talked to us about investing in your staff, and that sometimes gets forgotten when we're trying to run our businesses. Dave Bell, he is a metrics guru. So he shared with us the various metrics he tracks on an operational basis, a financial basis, and a customer basis, and how he uses them. And Diana George, who is somewhere here, she talked to us on simplifying workflows and work distribution. And her big message is, you know, one of our core values is that everything needs to be in your BMS. Everything has to happen through your BMS, and then you use this adjunct technology to help make you more efficient, like e-signatures, like voice recording and such. So, you know, time that we would have spent, I think, on other topics, we spent educating. And I think it was really good. Our whole thought process behind it was set the stage for us to talk about what we need to do in 2017, and that's why the education. And then we invited Colin Simpson from IBAO to come and share his progress with our group. So the time we actually would have spent planning, we spent listening. So we didn't have a lot of time at the end to develop our plan, which I feel like we've got kind of this gap. But I think you guys have a role to play in that, so we're just going to move on to that, how I think you can play a role. Oh, geez, the other thing we did, I'm looking right at you for God's sakes, Doug, is Insurance Canada. Who here has gone to the Insurance Canada Tech Forum? Technology Conference, yeah? I put the two names together this year. So they split it out. There's ICTC, Insurance Canada Tech Conference, and then Insurance Canada Broker Forum. So as Orbit was invited, we hosted a panel called Let's Be a Great Broker. Where's Bill Morris? Oh, he's still playing over there. So Bill Morris kicked off the session with a keynote, and Bill is an expert on customer metrics. So customer engagement, how to build customer loyalty. So he spoke to that. And then, so I knew he was doing that. And then when I looked at the rest of the program, it seemed to be very technology focused. So my head went back to Bill, and I thought, okay, you know what? It isn't just about the technology. The technology helps us be brokers and be good brokers. So, you know, what does it take, in my mind, to be a great broker? Well, it takes two things. It takes employee engagement, and it takes where in your brokerage does the customer fit? Are they at the center of every decision you make, or is process at the center of every decision you make? So that's what our panel was about. So we had Joanna Allen from Allen Insurance Group. Woohoo. We had my business partner, Beth Sigurdsson. Is she in here? Oh, she's in the, yeah, she's getting ready for her session. And we were to have Adam Hare from Insurance Jack as our third panelist. But his baby arrived. So Adam spent time where he should with his wife and his new son. And Amanda Kedlars from Mitchell & Will graciously joined our panel. So we had we had girl power. 4 women on the panel, girl power. And, you know, unsolicited feedback at the end of the session was about how engaged and passionate our panelists were, how they were tied in so tightly to their employees and what was important to their employees, because they know if you have happy people, they give great service. And into building their brokerage, into the customer, and putting the customer at the center and how they think about the customer. So I think it was a pretty good day. And Kim keeps telling me I'm running out of time, so I'm not really happy about that. Yeah, and you can't change it. So last year here we launched the first in our suite of educational videos. We keep coming back to education about our roadmap to speed of profitability. It's the dollars and cents behind the journey to real time. Who was here last year? Show of hands that saw this video. Yeah. Oh, you know what, Kim? I'm taking the time to play it. I'm sorry, I have to. So we had 2 brokerage principals, Jeff Roy from Excalibur, and Adam. Is the sound's not working? Oh.
Oh, we had sound.
We had sound. This really is unfortunate. I can't play this for you. You know what? This is on our website. Top left corner, as soon as you go into Orbit Canada. This did work earlier. So as soon as you go into our website, top left corner is this video. So the intent of this is encouraging brokerage principals to ensure that real-time gets adopted in their office. And it talks to the dollars and cents behind investing in the real-time transactions that exist today. We've had over 800 views of this video. Sorry, I'm just going to get out of it. Tara, Debbie, can you go and do things? Tara's next and she needs these. Yeah, this is going to be a bit of a problem. Oh, we're nothing if not resourceful. We'll get it working. Don't worry. So we've had over 800 views. We actually had a carrier who is not a member ask if they could send this out to their brokers because they see diminished use of real time with their customers. We said, absolutely. So carriers in the room, if you want the link, if you want to share this to with your brokers, just email info@orbitcanada.ca and we will send the link to you. The final 3 in our suite of videos is how to set it up, targeted at managers and operations, how to do it, targeted at the front line, and then why promote it, targeted at underwriters and billing folks in carrier offices. So Amanda Ketelars, wherever she is, God, we rely on her a lot. She's at the back. So she has completed the Power Broker videos. So password management, how to do billing inquiry, how to do policy inquiry. An email went out launching these, and they're available on our website. So can we just thank Amanda? So we are ready to do SIG with Keel Connect, SIG with Next Center. We're ready to do TBW, we're ready to do 10, we're ready to do Epic. We just need broker volunteers so we can get the videos done and out there and promoted. So these we share with you every year, our metrics for our social media. LinkedIn, I don't know if you guys saw, but we tried to launch a LinkedIn discussion group. And whether we weren't asking provocative enough questions or topical enough questions, I don't know. But it didn't take off like we had hoped, John. And I think we might try it again. And if you have ideas for what would be a great discussion, like share with us, because we would really like to engage with you in that sphere. This has to be fast because Kim's going to drag me off the floor any moment. So this is a part of the program a few years ago where our working group team leaders would have been up here telling you where they were in the development of their best practice workflow. So 2 are done, EDT, which the industry calls eDocs, and real-time payments. So eDocs is not done. If you go and look at the best practice workflow on our website, there are many more documents that carriers could, and please, would you, send to brokers via eDocs. It is so much more efficient and cheaper for carriers and brokers to have all those documents come via eDocs. And there is a list there, this working group, that's working group, or was. And the list is there. And really, we strongly encourage you. It's not done, it's not dead. You need to keep going. Inquiry is another one that is put to bed, and it's so seldom used, and it's a no-brainer for me. We're still calling carriers for information on billing inquiries. When real time, you can go from that customer in your BMS to that customer in the carrier system to that particular information and back again. Max 24 seconds while your client's on the phone instead of emailing billing or calling billing. And real-time payments. So if you go to the Real-Time Today and Beyond sessions, ClearPay will show you how they're handling real-time payments. So if you're interested in that, I really encourage you to go and see what's happening with real-time payments. We're getting there. And Devona Allen, that was her baby. She would be very happy. Done, but not done. New business quote and bind. Lori Smith, I saw you back there. Yeah, Lori Smith led that working group. Guys, I don't know. To me, if we could fill out the information in our comparative rater, say, get a quote. It goes out to the rating engines of all the carriers, goes through their algorithms, their gyrations, and brings me back, asks back questions, and says, what about this little piece of information? What about that? You said you want this package, we offer this, which one do you want? And you answer all those questions, and boom, you've got guaranteed rates for each carrier, and the client says, yeah, I want to go with company 2, and you go, bind, and it's done. That's what Lori's working group developed. And it hasn't been taken up by a vendor or a carrier yet. Same with commercial lines. Laura McCaffrey from PolicyWorks led that group, same thing. Best practice workflow for small commercial packages, done. New business, endorsements, renewals, electronically, done. Waiting for somebody to jump all over it. And nobody has. So, show of hands, who's happy that we have not moved forward on either of these bottom 2 workflows? Who's happy? Who's damn mad and wants to do something about it? Show of hands. Okay, so we just have to figure out what we're going to do about it. And we'll come back to that. So orbit today and beyond. So you know what, when we think about how quiet things have been in the past year, there's not been a lot of happening at all around real time. South of the border, which not all the US is south of the border, I don't know why I say that, in the US or in Canada, and the US used to be way ahead of us in real time, and they're not. They've stagnated. We in Canada have stagnated. So when we're thinking about that, we're looking, okay, so what are Orbit's strengths? So first, I think we do a really good job of representing the broker community. This is a broker-driven initiative. So I think we do a good job of representing the broker community. We create solutions around real time. We've got lots of best practice workflows out there waiting to be taken up. Education, you're all here today. The video that I couldn't let you hear, Amanda's,
Now, Ray came in, and I don't know if you saw him come in and go, we'll test it whatever it is.
okay, because we're going to need it for TAR, yeah. So, and education, you know, I think what we do is, because we are brokers, first and foremost, I think we create education that resonates with our members. I think we're grassroots, so we understand where the industry is going. We watch organizations in the US to see where they think the industry is going, so we can kind of keep current. And we provide education that is, I believe, taking us to where we need to go. And networking. That's what you're here today for, is to network as well. So, you know, what does Orbit look like in the future? You know, this is the struggle. We've got reduced number of individual broker members. We're representing, not a lot less, but some less dollar in premium volume. But has our need for real time changed? Like, I don't think it has, but you know what? Maybe we need to change our approach to real time. And you guys, this organization exists because of you. So we need to know what you want. And you know, if people aren't implementing, if our carriers aren't moving towards real time for buying or quote buying for auto or property, we're not moving towards real time with their carriers in commercial lines, and brokers are not saying anything. And I don't know. I think maybe we need to think about how we're approaching it. Like, do we need to take a different approach for real time? Like, tell us what you think. We had a customer experience working group. Honest to God, that was the most dynamic working group I have ever been on. It was populated by post-secondary educated under 40s, our future customers, our future business owners. And they had lots of great ideas. IBM, I almost said IBAO, IBM gave us a ton of information and a ton of learning for that group to move forward on. We're using the white paper from the US. They documented a customer experience path in the US that group has. But we lost leaders, our leader of the group, and we couldn't get any more leaders. So I'm challenged, guys, to understand, I have to skip through that. I'm challenged to understand how we can move the industry forward if we don't all play a role. So my quandary is, how can we get your hands? We have your membership dollars, and we are very, very grateful for your membership dollars. We have you at our educational events, and you seem pretty engaged, and your feedback sheets say really, really good things. But when it comes to asking for hands and minds, we don't get them. And excuse me for being so forward, but I think we all have a responsibility to make this industry the best it can be. I think we all have a responsibility to drive this industry forward to where it needs to go. But it can't just be a few people, and I'm going to tell you there are about 5 of us that do all the work in Orbit. And that's why it's so quiet, is we can't do any more than we are doing. And we know that we need to do more. We want your help. Plain and simple, we want your help. So, hope there's something written on your great ideas on the left-hand side of your sheet, or typed on the left-hand side of your sheet, or when you do the feedback at the end of the day, tell us what role you want to play. Tell us what we can do to help you get engaged. Because we do need you engaged. Customer experience, this is what Tara's going to talk about. We need to offer a different experience to our customer. We need clean, quality data. to do that. And not just from our download. We need it when we're talking to the client. We need it in real time so we can send stuff out to our customer. We need to change how we're doing business. That's what we're about. That's why you pay membership dollars. We just need your help.